YouTube, it's Anthony again. Just thought I'd come back to YouTube and talk about something. For about 2 weeks now, I've noticed that everything on VH1, MTV, even on like TBS, it's nothing but Whitney Houston movies, Whitney Houston songs, dedication to Whitney Houston. Wow, Whitney Houston, we miss you, we love you. You know, I'm getting kind of tired of this already. You know, when Michael Jackson died, America went through like 8 months of nothing but Michael Jackson news. Literally just a few months ago, the doctor for Michael Jackson, you know, went through court and got convicted for giving Michael Jackson extra medication and stuff like that. But even though Michael Jackson asked for the extra medication, he, you know, the doctor gets blamed for it. That's neither here nor there. I'm talking about, you know, 8 months, 9 months of dedicating to Michael Jackson, seeing all his videos, his music, his any type of little tiny movie, TV show, TV movies that they've made about his family. We went through that. Then now Whitney Houston has passed away from, if you look at it and you know the truth and know what's going on, it's like last night I was watching the news and newscasters were talking about how there was cocaine missing at the scene. They don't know if Whitney Houston snorted it all up or if someone else snorted it or went and dumped it or anything like that. But, you know, the funny thing is Whitney Houston died because of doing drugs, popping pills, doing cocaine, doing crack, being an alcoholic. But we're sitting here and everything on TV is about Whitney Houston. My God, in the past 3 days, The Bodyguard has come on like 30 freaking times. You know, my point is this. You know, there was a good man that just passed away late last year, Patrick Swayze. I'm going to use him as my example. Patrick Swayze died of cancer. You never heard him in the news about doing drugs, doing a bunch of partying, having a bad life. All you heard about Patrick Swayze was, you know, he did good movies, he didn't do drugs, so on and so forth. But he was only remembered for like a couple of days. His picture was in the magazines and the newspapers for like possibly 3 days. But Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston is pretty much being worshipped. And what gets me is Whitney Houston was, yes, she was an awesome singer. She really was. She, you know, she was a great singer. She had a couple of good movies. But what I don't understand is, why do you have to sit there and basically draw out the whole thing about Whitney Houston, draw out the whole thing about Michael Jackson, that they died. Now we have to celebrate every day for like 6, 7, 8 months to a year about these African-American stars that have passed away. Even though, you know, Whitney Houston was a drug addict, a well-known drug addict. That's the reason you have comedians saying, you know, don't get knees like Whitney Houston all calloused up because she sucks the you-know-what for crack and cocaine. Ever since she married Bobby Brown, you know, a couple of years after they got married, it's been nothing but drugs, alcohol, and partying. That's the reason you never saw her doing any more music, acting, or anything. Okay? Now, I know it's kind of lame for me to get up on YouTube and crack jokes, if you want to call it, or bring this up, but, you know, I think this is kind of two-faced here. Why is it so important to sit here and, you know, not celebrate the death, but, I mean, you get what I'm saying here. You don't celebrate the death, but you kind of like mourn the death. You know, Michael Jackson, King of Pop, I kind of understand that. You know, he was like the Black Elvis, okay? People still go on today and talk about Elvis. Not like they used to, of course, but, after 8 months, it finally, almost to a year, it finally calmed down where you didn't hear all Michael Jackson songs on TV or on the radio, and all his videos and shows was coming on. Now they've all stopped. Now it's Whitney Houston. I'm not mourning for this lady. She was filthy rich. She knew what she was doing, smoking the crack, snorting the coke, sucking the pee-pee for getting it, marrying a person like Bobby Brown, bad boy Bobby Brown, that's what they call him. And then when she passes away, basically of drug overdose, if you look at it, drug overdose, then they're going to keep mourning after her. I'm sorry, I'm not going to mourn after her. She was a dumbass. Why would you sit there as being Whitney Houston to sit there and do all that junk when all you got to do, you have a name that's worth millions? Why put yourself through that? Your life was not that bad, okay, Whitney? Now, the whole point of me saying this is because, it's not fair. When an African-American star dies, we've got to mourn them for almost a year. All their videos, all their music, all their movies, whatever type of jobs you were doing and celebrity-wise, we got to go through it for a freaking year. Patrick Swayze, who never did any drugs that you heard of, honestly, never did any drugs, never was an alcoholic, was a big family man, and did awesome movies. His picture was in the paper and magazines for 3 days, and absolutely we saw Dirty Dancing for 2 days, and that was it. Now you don't hear nothing else on him. Now he's gone. He's in the ground. He's buried. He's gone to heaven or hell, whichever way he went. But I really do think it's kind of two-faced. Why can't any other star that's passed away get the recognition for what they've done? You understand? I don't care what Michael Jackson's done. Okay, he was great. He's passed on. Let's leave it be. We've done enough mourning for him. Now Whitney Houston. Come on, people. 3 days, gravy. Possibly a week. I understand that. But when you're going on almost a month now over a person that smokes crack and snorts cocaine and is absolutely an alcoholic, there's no reason to go no more than about 3 days to mourn. Now they're doing this big thing. They're wanting to take this to court just like they did with Michael Jackson. Patrick Swayze, they haven't done nothing. Now, I'm going to kind of end there. All I want to say is, America, can you please get on the road of being what you need to be? Quit going so far with the African American society and thinking that we need to mourn them for a year just because they're African American and what they've done. Well, Patrick Swayze was a Caucasian, white American, did a whole lot more better things than what Whitney Houston did, and everybody's forgot about him within 2 or 3 days. I'm not going to mourn Whitney Houston. I hate to say it. I think she got what she deserved. Any person that's worth multi-millions of dollars and you're still sitting there smoking crack and doing cocaine, being an alcoholic, getting beat by bad boy Bobby Brown, and you're still with them, that's your fault. That goes for anybody, even if you're not a celebrity. If you're getting beat up and you're doing all these drugs and stuff, you're going to get what you're going to get in the long run, okay? Patrick Swayze, he didn't do anything wrong, but we won't remember him. I guess because he's not black. I don't know. Maybe because he just died of cancer. I don't know. I don't know how to even go forth with this. I don't understand it, how America can do this, how the media can do this. I don't know who pushes this for the African American, probably NCAA or NAACP is pushing this to remember. But you know what? This is retarded. Any person that's sitting there smoking crack, doing coke, being an alcoholic, being beat up by his spouse, we're going to remember you. We know who Whitney Houston is, but I don't think it's fair for her movies and her music being on TV constantly 24/7, the media talking about it 24/7. Okay, she's dead, let's move on. The funeral's over, let's move on. Why can't you move just as quick as you did when it came to Patrick Swayze? Huh? Or any other white Americans, that celebrities that America has mourned. Chris Farley, my God, it was an overdose. After he died, three or 4 days, I think it was 3 days. After that, no one ever talks about Chris Farley. You didn't see his movies and all his stuff from Saturday Night Live and all that on for a year. Not even close. But that's pretty much what I wanted to say today. Please subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. And be a whole lot more coming on my YouTube channel, all right? So thank you, America. Thank you, YouTube. This has been Anthony. Y'all have a great day.